So we got Masked Wolf in the house. What's going on, man?
Sup. How are you, brother?
I'm good. What about yourself?
Good. Living the dream.
Awesome. Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, you can't even go onto TikTok and scroll 5 videos without seeing your song these days. So that is the dream, isn't it?
I mean, I never expected my song to go viral on TikTok. So it's all just been like a bunch of surprises.
I'll bet. So Astronaut in the Ocean, obviously, is the name of that. It's making good gains on radio as well. And that's why we are here to chat today. But I do actually want to start with the TikTok thing because that is where I first heard the song as well. I don't remember what exactly the video was, but it's like, ooh, this song really slaps. And, you know, you keep seeing people use it over and over again. I wanted to know, have you ever just kind of been scrolling through social media and come across somebody using your own song?
Yeah, I mean, like Instagram Reels have picked up, and obviously, like I went through TikTok as well, and it was crazy to see like the amount of welding and four-wheel drive videos on TikTok, and it's just like random things I'd never expect people to use my song for.
So not a big welding or four-wheel drive car guy?
I mean, I don't mind four-wheel drives, but welding, I had no clue like about underwater welding and the type of things they do. So
I found that it really goes well with, like, I don't know if you've ever seen some of that military TikTok stuff, you know, when they have like a big gun or something and it's about to fire. As soon as you say deep and then it shakes the screen, that's been epic to see as well.
I remember seeing one actually that was like a mortar getting shot off.
Yep.
That was like, okay, you guys are getting this like nuts to think.
I think I may have seen that one too. Let's talk about the meaning of the song Astronaut in the Ocean. You've said before that it's kind of like when you wrote the song, you felt out of place, like you were an astronaut who belonged in space, sort of like your Zoom background right now, but you felt like you were all geared up and ready to go. You were just in the complete wrong place. Maybe in life, maybe in your career, maybe in all of the above. Do you feel like now, after the success of this song so far, that you're in the right place?
I feel like I'm in the air in the rocket ship. Like
okay, so not there yet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm out of the ocean, and something's come and picked me up, and now I'm like on the journey.
Cool. I did want to kind of ask, when you talk about writing songs, you try to take the mentality that every song is a hit. And obviously this one is by just about everybody's standards. So I wanted to know, what do you define success as? And when do you think you'll finally be in space, quote unquote?
I define success as happiness.
Okay.
So I don't put it on a numbers term. I don't put it on the amount of songs or how many hits you have. I mean, you're successful if you're happy, right? If your life situation, you're feeling great about every aspect, then you're successful.
Fair enough.
And you can't put a dollar value on that.
No, definitely not. But I'm sure the dollars don't hurt either. You know, that's got to be part of it, right?
No comment.
No comment. Hey, when we talk about the dollars, you know, I was reading your official bio, which mentions that you had a day job, but since then you've actually quit the day job. I think, what was that, like a month ago or something?
Yeah, just on a month ago.
So what did it feel like when you finally realized, hey, I can support myself doing the thing that I love? You know, I can turn in my 2 weeks notice at this job and just be a musician. What did that feel like?
Felt really weird. I mean, you work full time as soon as you get out of school, and I worked over a decade straight of just full time work. So I still haven't adapted, or it still hasn't hit me that I'm not working a normal 9 to 5 day job anymore. Like, it's just, I think it's going to take me a good 6 months to like be like, okay, you do music now forever. You know what I mean? So
right. So there's no like routine or anything that you've really established yet. You don't kind of have like a musician's day in the life figured out 100%.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, man. You dream of it, and when it happens, it's like, what the hell? It's like all a bunch of shock, you know? So
although having all that free time probably means you've been writing a lot more music lately, I would assume. Is that correct?
I wish I could put the words free time into my vocabulary. But yeah, I do have like writing sessions and days where I can focus on making songs, and they're really fun because, I mean, I don't believe in pressure. I just believe in the art, you know? So I love that I can just wake up and make music.
So no plans then maybe for a follow-up to Astronaut in the Ocean just yet?
I've never ever said like I want to, like I did want to follow up, and I wanted to call it Sailor on the Moon, like an opposite.
Sure.
But I'd never wanted to rush it. It could come out in 5 years. It could come out in 2 years. It may never come out. But for me, it's just working on singles and things that really hit, I guess, on a level of professionalism and having a message and being at the standard that like we're at now.
I've got a couple of questions about sort of the lyrics in the song, and one of them
Yeah.
touches on, how somebody doesn't really know your mental. They don't really know what's going on in your head. And obviously that's kind of what these interviews are about. It's kind of like getting to know the artist and figuring out what's happening upstairs. I wanted
Mhm.
to get into what you were talking about just a second ago, that if you don't believe in fear, then you can't believe in pressure. How do you eliminate the obvious pressures of needing to perform live in front of people and impress people with your music? How do you let go of that?
I think the word impress needs, like, I'd take that out of my mindset because if you're trying to impress people, it's a bit unoriginal. You know what I mean? You don't do
Okay.
you should, in my opinion, you shouldn't do things to impress people. You should do things because you want to do them and it's your passion, and that will resonate and come off as your aura or your vibe, and then they'll appreciate you more than that. And fear is a part of everything. I mean, you get nervous to marry someone on wedding day, but every day before that, you're excited. I mean, fear is a part of every process, and it's needed for every process. Post Malone still talks about how he gets nervous before a performance. So, I mean, fear is a part of the whole creativity and love of what it is that you do.
So there's such a thing then, I guess, as kind of healthy fear, a little bit of motivational
Yeah.
stuff. Is that kind of what keeps you going in some ways?
I definitely agree. Like, there's healthy fear, and
Hmm.
if you make it healthy, then it's much better for you. But motivation wise, I mean, the what keeps me going is really, if I don't keep going, then I give up, and I don't want to give up.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. When you built up your fan base, they ended up gaining a nickname, the Wolfpack, which
Mhm.
obviously makes a lot of sense for Masked Wolf. You talk about sometimes kind of that wolf mentality. You call one wolf, you invite the whole pack, or you've got to be strong as a group, but you can be strong as a individual as well. All these different things that kind of go into an idea of a sense of drive, a sense of purpose. But then at the same time, Astronaut in the Ocean is about feeling down and feeling out of place. So when you're
Mm.
in that spot, what kind of things do you do to lift yourself back up, boost your spirits?
So that's a very tough question because, I mean, like, for me, I don't know where I would be right now without the success of my music. Like, if this didn't happen and I was
Hmm.
still working, I would say I'd still be very depressed and
Yep.
upset. Um, so I'm like very lucky that this, what I've strived for, has happened. I think one thing I've always regretted, and now that I say, is that I've regretted not speaking out about the way that I felt to people, to friends, to
Mm.
whoever I considered close. And I think that plays a major part in the bottling up phase, and really the mental explosion and like the self-destruction of what it can do to you.
But obviously now that you've had a little bit of success with your music and you're still building that day by day, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but does that kind of feel like the thing that brought you back up was really and truthfully yourself? You built this for yourself and you built your own happiness. Is that kind of how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't happen without me and keeping going, But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like, things that have been there's also catalysts that helped me get to where I am, and that's both applications and people. It's platforms and people. That's what the world has come to these days. So
Definitely. Another lyrical question. You mentioned halfway through ish in Astronaut in the Ocean that even if you don't get paid for progression, you're going to get
Mhm.
it. I really like that line because I myself in my own life, and I know a lot of people that I am friends with and my family, you do things for a while, not expecting to get paid, but the end goal is kind of it's lifting yourself up, and maybe money will come with that, but the money's not the point, I guess. I was curious in your case because a lot of people think rapping is just speaking really fast over a beat. What is progression for you as a musician?
It was just, in that case, it was me talking about recognition. So I was basically saying, even if I don't get recognized, I'm gonna still rap and stick to my passion. That's what the whole
Oh,
line covered.
okay. So just kind of doing your thing no matter what, I guess.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's dope. Hey, that's just about what I've got for you in terms of the music, but I did want to kind of know a little bit more about what else do you do to, I guess, get away from music being your work? How do you relax?
Sometimes I'll just like watch a movie or just chill out on the couch, to be honest. And sometimes I try, if I'm not tired, I'll play some games on the computer and just go into like a completely different world.
Mm.
But I'm not a huge social person, and my friends always bag me out for it. They always want to do something. I'm like, I'm so tired, but I try and fit that in when I can. And I guess I like doing things that put me in a different world, that where I don't have to always think about music.
Okay, you mentioned movies. You gonna watch Godzilla versus Kong?
Nah, that's gonna be garbage, I reckon.
No, that's not your thing, huh?
I mean, I love movies like that. I love like sci-fi and fantasy and whatever, but I don't think that movies they've strung that on for way too long.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Or is there anything that you wish people knew a little bit more about you? Is there something that the casual fan should know about Masked Wolf?
I mean, if you didn't know everything that I talk about as me in my personal life, I mean, I think that's a pretty big thing to say. That what I rap about is like what's happened to me from the beginning to now, and that's not going to change. I always am going to sort of speak about what's from my chest, and whether it's emotions or just having a fun time or whatever, it's all coming from like my heart or my mind.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where Astronaut in the Ocean goes from here, because I think sometimes the term "to the moon" is a little overused, but in this case, it sounds just about right. So I'm hoping that it goes to the moon for you, and I'm hoping that it brings everything that you want out of the song. I really appreciate the time, man.
No worries, man. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
To the moon.
Enjoy. To the moon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, man. Peace, dude.
All right.